about me. And I've worked with Jeremy more closely than probably any other MP in Parliament over the last 10 months. To do that, we had to build a bond of trust. I've got to know him and his family, and he's got to know mine. That bond is as strong today as it was when we first started together. I've found Jeremy to be one of the most honest, hard-working, energetic, dedicated, inclusive politicians I've ever had the pleasure of working with, both at a local and national level. He might not always button up his shirt or pull his tie straight, and believe me, I've tried. But he's a person of absolute integrity, someone with a vision for a fairer, more equal, more socially just society, a leader who has the determination to take our country forward, to tackle the exploitative practices that have disadvantaged ordinary working class people, a leader with the strength of purpose to say that we should take the railways back into public ownership, that we should ban zero-hours contracts, that we should have rent controls. That £45,000 isn't an affordable home, and that we should have a proper living wage of £8.25. I don't believe that the things within our party, even with the huge surge in membership, have changed things so dramatically that the result of this leadership election will provide an outcome that will differ from the last one. So, at the end of this contest, we need to get behind Jeremy so that our party provides the effective and focused opposition needed to expose Tory lies and deceit. That's why I'm supporting Jeremy Corbyn, and that's why I believe he'll remain the leader of the Labour Party.